Travelers could see more delays today as air traffic controllers face missing their first full paycheck since the government shutdown started. Now, just over the weekend, more than 13,000 flights were delayed due to staffing shortages in air traffic control towers across the country. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, he went to New York's LaGuardia Airport today to address the issue. And this comes as air traffic control union members hand out flyers to travelers at major U.S. airports on this 28th day of the shutdown. CBS News correspondent Tom Hanson is at LaGuardia, where Duffy just spoke. Tom, thanks for joining us today. What did Duffy have to say?
Hey there, Mugo. Well, Secretary Duffy did not mince any words when it came to expressing his own frustration with this government shutdown now impacting these air traffic controllers. This is day one of them not receiving any pay. Some of them are already operating off of partial paychecks from their last pay period. So a lot of air traffic controllers who are doing all of that critical work to keep us safe when we're hopping on those planes, they are trying to make ends meet and really stretch any dollars that they still have. Now, that boils down in a lot of instances to making the decision about whether or not to put food on the table or to put gas in their car, as we heard in that press conference. So understandably, a growing amount of frustration here. That was pretty much the first thing that jumped out at me. The second thing that Secretary Duffy said was that the air is still safe to fly, but to expect delays. In our lead-in, you said that there had been more than 13,000 delays across the country over the weekend. That breaks down to on Saturday, 5,425 delays, 175 cancellations. Sunday, 8,769 delays, 193 canceled flights, and today we are closing in on 1,700 delays, 117 cancellations so far. Of course, we will be monitoring that closely throughout the day. You know, another thing that Secretary Duffy has really drilled down on since becoming the Transportation Secretary, of course, is to close the gap when it comes to staffing shortages with air traffic controllers, which is something that has been a long-standing issue with this sector. So I asked him about that in this press conference, about how this, if at all, would impact recruitment efforts. Take a listen to what he had to say.
So our instructors at the academy, they're not being paid. And the fact that our controllers in the academy may lose their stipend, we tried to plan for this. We tried to preserve as much money as possible. We have about a week left of dollars. But yeah, no, I'm very concerned about what this does for our pipeline. The president has said, and I agree with President Trump, like we have here, I want the best and the brightest. I want the smartest people to come in and control our airspace. And if you see that you pick a career where you may not be paid for a partial payment, one paycheck, the next paycheck you're not paid, and maybe a third, that'll make you rethink, do I want to go into this profession?
And that's a fair question. As he pointed out, do people want to go into this profession if they are already facing such a high stress position, and then the added stress of whether or not they're going to be paid? So one thing that both Secretary Duffy, the head of one of the unions that represents 20,000 air traffic controllers, and an air traffic controller we heard from themselves, one thing they all agreed on was they want to see this government shutdown end as quickly as possible, Mugo.
Yeah, so many people do. Tom Hanson at LaGuardia Airport for us in New York. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your reporting.